Noah Askin. I'm a professor of organizational behavior here at INSEAD. I am the program director of the Product Management Executive Program. I think that the PMEP is important because we're tapping into a group of people and really a job that's relatively new in the broader scheme of things. And what do we know about new roles, new jobs? There's a lack of clarity, and oftentimes, and as is the case here, a lack of authority that comes along with those roles. And these are executives. These are senior people in organizations whose jobs are not always well defined, whose lines of authority are not always well defined. And so there's a real opportunity to upskill in terms of leadership skills, to develop a community together so that people have better understanding of what's required and what's expected, and so that this becomes an even more established role.
You know, when it comes to product management, there's no degree that you get, there's no course that you go to. You just somehow wind up in the role of product manager and you have to learn and figure out what it is. And I think it's so important because, you know, the people that we learn the most from are from other people, other product managers, and kind of getting a sense to see what they're doing. And I think the value of these executive programs is that you get to learn all these great best practices and ideas from other companies and figure out how to fold them back into what you do on a day-to-day basis in a really practical way.
So this program is special in the sense that there are many programs out there for product managers, but there's very little out there for the people leading product managers. So that is what really attracted me to this program.
Especially at a leadership level, the skills that you need to have as an executive in growing these teams, scaling organizations, coming up with the right approaches to product strategy, they're evolving all the time. So programs like this are especially useful to help people exchange ideas, learn best practices, and learn from their failures as well, to help them become better, stronger leaders for tomorrow.
What's valuable about the program is the exchange with others, but also that we get to talk to people out of the industry in a very personal way, and you get to ask anything you want besides just having theory.
I think this program is really interesting and exciting because it brings together a lot of what is important for product management. For someone who's moving up the organization and trying to help their teams grow, it brings together a lot of academic expertise and great summary of thinking there, with really practical insights from people who are leading in the industry. And so that's the kind of information which is really hard to find anywhere else, but also to do with confidentiality and the ability to speak candidly. And that's been one of the most amazing things about this course, is that it brings people together in a safe space where they can share their ideas and their problems.
We also had a lot of focus on personal leadership, and it's sort of eye-opening to understand how much that is important in my day-to-day work as a product lead.
The day-to-day is so hectic. There's issues here and there. You need to resolve these, and taking some time to step away from the day-to-day hectic, and that's what I really like. Is there's the more theoretical academic part, which gives you frameworks to reflect on your own behaviors and on the way you potentially can improve the way you think. But at the same time, it's very practical. So the stories we hear from the Facebook, from LinkedIn, from Uber, it relates more to my day-to-day job, but it gives a fresh perspective on also what I can do differently. So it's both academic and the practical. I love it.
There's all this value coming in from the sort of academics here, from guest faculty, but also from the conversations that we have during class, in the breakouts, and also during lunch breaks and dinners and so forth. So it's a really rich community, and I'm looking forward to being part of this community going forward as well.
I would say for each session, I've got my own to-do list with like 2 or 3 things that I'd like to do after this session as an input for me to do better my job.
The program gives me kind of tactics and skills, additional tactics mainly, which I hope I will be able to apply as soon as I get back.
But all throughout the course I've been noting down things I can do differently, which might not necessarily be big epiphanies, but they're all applicable to what I can do different and better in the context of my team, my direct reports, interacting with C-level at Booking.com.
There have been so many moments of inspiration, so many things where I think I can use this immediately. When I'm working with my teams, I think my notebook is full of action items for myself now. I won't go into specifics, but it's the kind of inspiration where you can actually know this is going to transform the life of my company, my team, and myself.